Yo, peace was good. Welcome to the installment of MCs that I like from the 2000s. This is part 4. Without further ado, let me start off with the album. But before I start, I have this shirt right here, the Method Man and Redman, the Blackout album part 2. That came out in 2009. I know you guys can ask me where I got this shirt. I got it at that concert that I went to back in October of 2010, and I got it. And this is the back. It looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so without further ado, let me start off with the first artist. The first artist I'm going to talk about is a cat named Tone Live out of Jersey. He's from, I believe he's from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, which I believe is like South Jersey. I could be wrong about that. But my introduction to him, he was actually in a group, or he had a group called Remarkable Mayor, and the name of the album was called The Campaign. And my introduction to him was actually back in 2010. Remarkable Mayor was with Tone Live and Be Still, and they have two videos out that I know of. Is Doomsday and P's and Q's. And when I seen that video on YouTube, I really like that joint a lot. And you know, kind of has like I said, it has a kind of like a street boom bap type of feel to him. But he's kind of experimental. I mean, his boom bap is like, he does like some experimental kind of stuff too. Some albums, some projects to check out for him. I have it on my YouTube, on my SoundCloud. Late Nights with the Mayor, that's pretty cool. The New Pollution. Jersey's Junkyard Dog. He has a joint called Path Train to Jersey, the EP that came out like in 2010. He has a joint out called what's that shit called? Superhero Sandwiches, which is actually pretty good. Countless others, man. He has so much other stuff that he has out, but yeah, definitely check him out. It's Tone Live, ToneLiv, Tone Live. All right, that's Tone Live. All right. Next artist, well, it's a group actually. It's a group from France. They're called the True Comers. Very, very, very dope, man. They're dope, man. I really enjoy them. Although I can't understand a word they're saying because I don't speak French, but their beats is just so fucking dope, man. And you know, like I've heard of them before back in like 2011, 2012 is when I first heard them, or maybe even 2013. It was between 2011 and 2013 was the first time I've heard of them, but I never really gave them any. I never gave them any shine. But let me see something. They came out with an album this year, I believe, and I forgot what it was called. Let me see. It's called Jusqu'à la Mort. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I just butchered that shit, but that's what it's called, True Comers. And their style is definitely 90s boom bap, particularly like 1994 to 1996. I mean, just love the beats, man. And they have a YouTube channel. Definitely check them out. I'll post all that good stuff down in the description box. Sorry about that. Yeah, True Comers. They have a style. They have like that mid '90s style. I would say a little bit like Mobb Deep's Infamous, like that style. In my opinion, that in that kind of vein. That's just my opinion. That's what I get from them. But yeah, True Comers. That's TRU and the word Comers. So they're from France. Definitely check them out. I'll post all that good stuff down in the description box. All right. Then we got my dude Kashmere out of the UK. Kashmere, aka Galactus. I think it's Galactus. Yeah, Galactus, aka the Iguana Man, aka Strange You. I mean, this dude got so much. Like, he has so much, you know, alter egos. Like he reminds me of Kool Keith. He's the UK's version of Kool Keith. That's the best way I could describe him. It's like he's like Kool Keith, but with a lot more of a darker horrorcore vibe to him. You know what I mean? He has a good ear for beats. I mean, he's worked with people like Verb T. I think they have a collab album together, I believe. He works a lot with Jest. All my UK heads know I'm talking about, Jest and Verb T. But yeah, Kashmere, he has an album out called In the Hour of Chaos that came out like in 2006, which my introduction to him was around 2008, I believe. It was 2008 is when I first heard about him. He has an album out under the name of Sir Galactus. I forgot the name of the album, but it's out. It's in one of his band camps. He has an album out with just called The Kingdom of Fear, which is a self-titled song. It's the name of the group and it's the name of the album. It's called Kingdom of Fear, and he goes by the name of Strange You. So, like I said, if you guys like Kool Keith, like Dr. Octagon, Kool Keith, a little bit of Dr. Octagon, and a little bit of Dr. Doom, then I would, and a little dash of MF Doom, then I think Kashmere would be your person. But like, he has his own style, he has his own style. I actually like him, man. Yeah, Kashmere is spelled Kashmer. So Kashmere, but instead of a C, it's with a K. Yeah, Kashmere, he's that dude, man. I love that dude's music, man. Next person I want to talk about is Sean Price. And yes, I know he's from the 90s, but there's a reason why. I mentioned him, because I feel like when Sean Price was Ruck was Ruck from Helter Skelter. That was Sean P's his alter ego, if that makes sense. You know, that was like his superhero. That was his Superman, and Sean Price was like the Clark Kent, pretty much, in a sense, but a lot more offensive, a lot more in your face, in a sense, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Ruck was Ruck. You know what I'm saying? And to me, and even Sean P, he said in an interview like years ago, the reason why he changed from being from Ruck to Sean P was because it was just pretty much him trying to reinvent himself. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a perfect explanation why he did it. He just wanted to you know, reinvent himself, and it's a different sound. You know what I mean? It's still Helter Skelter, but it's a bit different. It's a lot more street, a lot more in your face. And you know, he gets more personal when he's with Sean P. Like, he talks about his family, his friends, and he just goes in, man. And it's just like, he's more like he's more open to like interviews and stuff like that. He's more personable, you know what I mean? I did a video on him. He's, you know, I've met him, cool brother, you know, but he's a real cat too, you know what I mean? And I definitely miss him, man. That's crazy, man. Yo, Sean P, man. Albums I would recommend, pretty much all of his albums that he put out. You know, Monkey Bars, which you can get. He re-released, Duck Down re-released it. You know, Jesus Christ Superstar, the Master P mixtape, you know, the Mike Tyson, and if you could find the I think it's called the 60 minutes of Sean Price. I think it's those mixtapes that he put out back in the early 2000s. If you can find them shits, definitely pick it up. I don't have them, but I would love to own them shits. My introduction to Sean P was actually back in 2001, is when I first got my PS2, and you know, I had Grand Theft Auto 3, which I still have, my GTA 3. I think I still have it. But anyways, if you guys know, they had a radio station called Game, and you know, and Game was a hip hop station, and that was actually my introduction to Agala too. But anyways, that song, they had a song called Rising to the Top, and that was a song with Sean P and Agala. So that was my introduction to them too. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. So that's Sean P. Rest in peace, my G. Salute. Alright. Next person I want to talk about is Verb T out of the UK. Verb T, he's another dope MC / producer. My introduction to him was pretty much around the same time I've discovered Kashmere, around like 2008, 2009. and like he's a dope MC, man. He's very personable as far as like his music. He really lets you delve into his music and stuff, like his personal life. He's like really like not emotional, but kind of like, you know, he lets you know he's very personable, if that makes sense. Projects, and he's very, like I said, he's dope. Like I said, he's worked with Kashmere. I believe, like I say, I believe they have a collab album together with them that I believe came out in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. Projects to check out with Verb T, I would check out The Medicated Man, which I believe came out maybe like 2 years ago, I believe. Let me see. Medicated Man. Back to Basics is a collab album he did with DJ Harry Love, dope producer out of the UK, very legendary. He did an album with him. I believe that came out in 2006. That was actually pretty dope. Let me see what else. Let me check my iTunes. Verb T. Yeah, excuse me. It's called Medicated Dreams. Excuse me. It's not Medicated Man. Excuse me. I Remain is pretty dope. The Man with the Foggy Eyes were ill-informed. Dope group too. I believe they're from I want to say they're from Scotland, I believe. Ill-informed. They're pretty dope. They have like a really crazy sound too. Pretty dope. And he has a Bandcamp, so I post all that good stuff down in the description box to check him out. But Verb T, he's pretty dope. Next artist I want to talk about is Oddisee out of DC. Oddisee, dope producer / MC. Just a dope person in general, man. Just I love his interviews. Like when you listen to his interviews, you know, he always gives out gems. Like he gives you you know what I'm saying? He gives you him in a sense. And my introduction to him was actually back in 2009. And you guys might know him from the Mellow Music Group and Low Budget Crew and all that stuff. I think he's part of Low Budget. With, you know, Cap Brown, Roddy Rod, and Damu the Fudge Monk. But he has a group called Diamond District. And Diamond District consists of 3 members. The members is Oddisee himself, YU, and Slim Cat. Slim Cat 78. Those are the 3 members of the group. That's another group to check out too, Diamond District. And they came out with 2 albums. They have an album, their first album that came out called In the Ruff, which is fucking dope. In my opinion, was the first album to kind of revisit 90s boom bap, but with a modern twist. Like it was like one of the first albums, if not, it was the first album. And then now you have like a whole resurgence of artists doing that, but I feel like they were like one of the first to do that, and that was like 2009 before it became a trend. And yeah, man, definitely check out that album by Diamond District. Check out their second album, March on Washington, and the remix album, I think it's called March on Washington Redux. Check that shit out. Check out his instrumental albums, like Rock City Creek, I think it's called. I forgot the name of it. It's Rock something Rock Creek, something like that. That's a dope instrumental album. He has an album out called The Good Fight. I haven't heard it yet, but I heard good things about that. Definitely check that joint out by Oddisee. Let me see how much time I have left. I still got some time. Alright, so that's it for Oddisee. Definitely check him out. Mellow Music Group, definitely check him out. He's part of that whole label. Alright, next person I want to talk about is Willie the Kid. Willie the Kid, who you guys might know him as Lotta Darkman, the Wu affiliate, his little brother. So he's Willie the Kid's he's Lotta Darkman's little brother. And he's fucking dope, man. I mean, he's fucking dope. I mean, to be Lotta Darkman's brother, you have to have some skills, because Lotta Darkman, he's fucking dope. My only gripe with him is that he doesn't have a lot of material out. And yes, I know he has the DJ Drama mixtapes, but I don't want to hear him rap over down south beats. I want to hear him rap over some like gritty boom bap beats. Maybe not some boom bap beats, but like some gritty beats. I want to hear him over that shit. But getting back to Willie the Kid, and yes, I do have Heist of the Century. I have to go look for it somewhere in my deep in my collection, so I have to delve into that. But anyways, getting back to Willie the Kid. Yeah, he's dope, man. Projects I would check out for him is I think it's called the Aquamarine mixtape he has out that came out in 2013. The Living Daylights with Bronze Nazareth. I've mentioned Bronze Nazareth. I believe in the second or the first video I've mentioned him before. Definitely, I think it was the second video I've mentioned him. But yeah, The Living Daylights with Bronze Nazareth. Check out the Masterpiece mixtape with I think it was an EP. Ooh, excuse me. I ate earlier, so yeah. He has a joint called The Masterpiece. I think it was an EP with Alchemist. That was actually pretty good too, man. Yo, that's another thing too. Like Alchemist, he's been doing his thing, yo. He has some shit called The Collection. Definitely check that joint out. I mean, Willie the Kid, man, he's putting in work, man. I highly recommend him. That's Willie the Kid. Next person I want to talk about is East Coast. East Coast is spelled EAST, but instead with a C is with a K. So it's East Coast. East Coast. He's from Harlem, New York. He's known for his affiliation with Lewis Parker. He's worked a lot with Lewis Parker. He's affiliated with Lewis Parker. He's done some stuff with him. He's done some stuff with he's worked with Mayhem Loren. He's worked with a producer. I believe he has a project out called Ghost, which is with my dude Ice Rocks. Shout out to Ice Rocks. He's from Queens. You know what I mean? He's a dope producer. You know, shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole DXA crew. Shout out to everybody out there. Yeah, 2 Count, D-Face. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you guys. But anyways, he has a project out called Ghost with him and Ice Rocks. It's a collab album between them two. Very dope. Highly recommend that. And like check out the stuff he has with Lewis Parker. And that's pretty much it. East Coast. Next artist I want to talk about is Self-Titled. Self-Titled, you guys might know him from the Demigods. You guys might know him from his collaboration with J-Zone. With when they did I believe it was called the Boss Hog Barbarians, like back in like the early 2000s. I want to say around 2003, 2004. Yeah, definitely check that shit out. That's pretty dope. But yeah, check out Self-Titled. He's dope. Like he's part of the Demigods. You know what I mean? He's fucking voracious, man. Like if you guys like Vinny Paz, like that kind of style of hip hop, then you'll definitely enjoy Self-Titled. But he's not. But he's more like a battle rapper in a sense, but not in a corny way. Kind of like KRS-One battle rapper in a sense. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Not like Cassidy battle rapper, if that makes sense. But Self-Titled, best project to check him out. Obviously, all the CDs that he put out, the catalog, which came with like 4 CDs, which I need to get my hands on. I believe it was out of print for a while, but he re-released it, so it was re-released or they put it back up. But it's in stock. If you go on undergroundhiphop.com, it should be in stock. Might be a little hard to find, but if you can find it, pick it up. Check out his first album actually, because the catalog is more like a compilation album of songs like demos, like kind of like a demos, like all the demos that he did throughout the past, and like you know stuff that he did collabs with and stuff like that. So that's pretty much catalog, and like unreleased songs and things like that. Also check out the 1990 Now, which came out in 2010, which is a collab album with him and Buck Wild. Very dope album. Like it's so dope. It's like, you know, it sounded like it was made in 1995, because with that album, it was pretty much songs that Buck Wild had in the archives, that during his SB 1200 days from the mid 90s, songs that were like, you know, passed over from certain MCs like OC and Big L and a couple other cats. I could assume, and other people that kind of skipped over those tracks, and you know, he pretty much, you know, took all them shits and he made it his. And like if you listen to that album, you would think it was made in 1994, 1995, but you can tell it was made in 2010 just by some of the references that he has mentioned in the album and stuff like that. obviously check out his 1990 I think it's called 1990 Never. I think it's called his second album, which is pretty much a sequel to 1990 Now. So definitely check that out. Check those albums, pretty dope. That's self-titled. Next artist I want to talk about is J-Zone. J-Zone from Queens, New York. He's from like my area of Queens. I believe he's from Springfield Gardens. I believe he's from Springfield. I'm not sure. He's from Jamaica, Queens, New York. I know that for sure. Legendary producer, legendary dope MC, legendary producer in my opinion. I feel like he's somebody that doesn't get his just due, but he gets the respect, but he doesn't. What I like about him, he's very personable. Like, you know, he really gives you everything. Like, he talks about, he's not afraid to talk about his failures. You know, he talks. I need to get his book, A Root for the Villain. Definitely check that out when you guys get a chance. I need to get my hands on it. I've read a little pieces of it online, but I want to get the hardcover. I eventually want to get it. He really talks about his life and like his failures and stuff like that. Shit that most rappers go through, but they don't have the balls to talk about it. But he's the one that does it for them. So very dope. Definitely check out his music for Tu Madre. Obviously the self-titled album that the self-titled collab album that he did. Definitely check that joint out. Let me put the volume, excuse me. Yeah, definitely check those out, those projects out. Check out his earlier albums. Definitely check out his lunch breaks instrumental, which is just like drums. So all my producers is out there. You know, if you need some drums, definitely check that joint out. Check out his Peter Pan Syndrome album that he put out. I think it was like last year or the year before. Check that joint out. Pretty dope. Yeah, man, he's that dude. Shout out to J-Zone. Alright. Let's see how much time I got left. Alright, I'm gonna cut it short. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for more. Peace.